Hey guys, it's SimQueen, and today's speed build is for the A to Z build challenge. We are on the letter M, and for the past few builds, I've been doing something a little bit smaller. Most of them have had like one bedroom. They've been pretty tiny, and I did mention in the last build, which is the log cabin, that I would be doing something a little bit bigger, a little bit more of a, I don't know, on a bigger scale basically. And so this is definitely not your typical one bedroom house. This is something completely different. This house actually probably has like, I don't know, 12 bedrooms around there. I'm not exactly sure, I didn't count. But this is for the letter M, and it's a double whammy because we are doing a mid-century motel. So I have never built a motel or a hotel or anything like that in The Sims. I think I did maybe in The Sims 3, like back when we had resorts, but I have not done this before. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to try it out. I was inspired by a picture that I saw of like an older motel, and I really wanted to try something like that. Just something kind of retro, but also yeah, it is probably an older motel. It's been around for a long time, but it's also been updated to look retro but new, if that makes any sense. So it's kind of done it pretty nice, and I really like the alternating like blue and orange doors. A lot of the stuff that came with Get Famous was super helpful with this build because it really fit the aesthetic that I was going for. And yeah, I'm just really happy with how it turned out. I thought this build would be perfect in Oasis Springs, so that is where we are building. I eventually, before I put it on the gallery, I moved it to another lot in Oasis Springs because I went to put it on the gallery, and the screenshot, or I guess like the thumbnail or whatever, was just the side of the motel. It didn't look very good, so I did have to change it to a different lot. So if you do download this on the gallery, which you can do, my origin ID is SimQueen1992, it'll be on a different lot, and it looks a lot better there actually. But yeah, I am just super pleased with how this turned out. It's a pretty big build for me, at least. I don't normally do builds that take this long. This one, I started it before I went on vacation, and I went on vacation on like July 7th, and I started this before that, so it's been like a month. And I just quickly finished it when I got home, and I think that was like, wow, yesterday? I don't even know. I'm still in vacation mode. I don't even know what yesterday was. But yeah, I think I finished it yesterday, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It was a little bit tougher than I thought to kind of mirror all the rooms just the way that I wanted to. The biggest challenge I faced with this build was trying to get all the rooms to be the same size, because they were not. They weren't at all. It would have made more sense for me to just start with one room to the bathroom and like the actual hotel room, and then just copy them and place them everywhere else. But I didn't do that. I did it the hard way. It took a long time. So you will see me cut to like halfway through the video, you'll see me just cut, and it'll be like all the bathrooms are finished and I'm just working on the actual hotel rooms. So you won't see me actually place the bathrooms. It's pretty boring. I'm looking for some retro signs here for the motel because I really like the idea of having like a big flashing sign out there, but there was only this one that had like a burger or a milkshake or something, and it looked like it was for a restaurant, so it didn't really suit that well. So I did not end up going for that. But I love the idea of having like this pool area at the front with some lounge chairs, and just kind of make it look like a good place to relax. And I mean, I know motels aren't functional in the game, I do know that, but I kind of wanted to try it anyway, just for fun. There's a little bit of a pause here. I don't remember what I was doing. Like I said, I started this such a long time ago that I don't even remember what I was listening to or what I was doing when I was actually building it. But yeah, there's a bit of a break. We're just gonna talk right over it. So when I did finish this build yesterday, I was actually watching Shark Week the entire time. So I was pretty distracted. For those of you who don't know, I really love sharks. I'm a little bit obsessed with them. If you watch my Island Living Let's Play, you'll see me freak out a little bit when we actually do see a shark. I really like them a lot. And so Shark Week for me is like Christmas. I was excited to come home from vacation so I could watch Shark Week, and my husband had to go back to work, so I knew I'd have all this downtime and I could just like sit and build and watch Shark Week and just truly live my best life, and that's what I was doing. So yeah, I was in a good place when I finished this build. I was having a lot of fun, and I intend to keep watching Shark Week and do my next build, which is going to be the letter N, and I have not thought about what I want to build yet. I really don't know. I have no thoughts for the letter N. when I first started the A to Z build challenge, I started writing down a bunch of ideas for each letter that would just pop in my head. So somewhere in my notebook, I do have a list of a whole bunch of builds for each letter of the alphabet. So I'm sure I wrote down some ideas, which I will look for. I don't normally do this with the cars in the parking lot. Like, I almost never do that because they don't really work. Not really. They don't work at all. Cars don't work at all. And this I was doing before we got the update where we got all the those items in the debug menu. Apparently we got a whole bunch of new stuff like trees and just like there's just a whole bunch of new things that we can place down. And I guess cars was one of those things. So at the time, I did not know we were getting that update. If I had known that, then I would have saved it. And then when I was doing this yesterday, it didn't even occur to me that we actually do have access to cars that we can place down. We can't actually drive them or anything like that, and I honestly don't believe that we ever will. I think this is their way of saying, fine, here's the cars you guys have been asking for. Just be happy with it. Which I'm not. I still want to drive cars in the game. But yeah, I wish that I had thought about that because I could have used them in this build. Honestly, I never use cars. I never build garages either just because they don't function. I don't see the point. But, I mean, with that logic, this motel does not function either. I think I put it under the generic lot type. Oh yeah, it is. It's sitting right in front of my face. You know what's annoying is that I'm doing this entire build with like the lot type menu open. That's so irritating. I don't know why I'm doing that, but it's just sitting there and I don't know when it goes away. But anyway, yeah, so it's a generic build. I mean, your Sims can go there. They can use the pool. There's a workout facility. They can use everything in this build, but I mean, like, you can't check in and get a room, which is kind of unfortunate. I really wish we had hotels. Well, I wish that we had vacation worlds so that we could travel to new worlds and actually stay there on vacation and get hotel rooms. I think that'd be super fun to do. The Sims 2, I think, when we had like Tweaky Island, and I can't remember the other worlds, but that was the best. The Sims 3 I didn't love. Like, we had like, I can't remember what they were called, but there was one that was inspired by China, one that was inspired by Egypt, and then one that was inspired by France. And I liked them, but I didn't really see them as vacation places. Like, people don't just go to Egypt for a relaxing vacation that often, at least not where I'm from. So, I don't know, it didn't seem that realistic to me that those are places people would just, you know, randomly go. That's a huge holiday. That's a big vacation. That's an expensive vacation. My aunt and uncle took their kids to Egypt like 10 years ago, and it was like $10,000 for them to go. So, you know, that's not a cheap vacation. But I think if we could have a vacation world, one that's tropical, not like Sulani, more like, Sulani is kind of more Polynesian. I'm thinking more like, I don't even know, Caribbean, like, kind of like Mexico, I guess. I don't know, but I kind of want something a little more vacation-y, and maybe like a ski resort would be really fun. We've never had that before, where your Sims could go to like stay in like a ski kind of chalet or a lodge. I think that'd be super fun, but I definitely think we could use some vacation worlds. I think it'd be really fun to do. Theme parks would be fun too, like if you could take your Sims to a place like Disneyland, and your Sims could stay in a hotel and go to the park during the day. I think that'd be awesome. I really would like a world like, or a pack like that, but I really don't think it's gonna happen. Anyway, back to the build. So I was a little confused on what I should do. It took me such a long time to figure this out, but I knew that this was sort of the prototype for all the rooms. They were all gonna look like this. I was going to have the sink on the outside of the room, which a lot of hotel rooms have. I actually don't like that very much. I think it's kind of weird. I want the sink inside the bathroom, but I was going to do this and I thought, you know what, there's plenty of room in that bathroom to actually have a real sink and vanity like in the bathroom. So I just did it there. And then on the outside where the sink used to be, I think I just put like a mirror and some chairs, and I was pretty happy with that. The bathroom, it's not as retro as I wanted, but I was trying to keep it with that like blue and orange theme throughout the entire build because I thought it looked pretty retro. You'll see me struggle with a whole bunch of different tile swatches, and I didn't know what color the bathroom should be, and eventually I went for a blue color that I think looks nice. Pretty much all the bathrooms are the same. I think there's one that's a little bit different. The one that's actually next door to this hotel room is a little different and has like a table with some flowers on it in the bathroom because it's a little bit bigger. But other than that, they're all the same. They're pretty generic, a little bit boring, but then I thought, like, these are what hotel rooms are like though, so it kind of just made sense. And then I love the idea of having that feature wall with that sort of retro wallpaper. So I did do that. I'm playing around now with a whole bunch of different swatches. I think I ended up going with this brown. I did like the blue as well though. I put carpet in there. But yeah, the idea is that this hotel, it is old and it is meant to be kind of retro, but also it's been done up to purposely look that way. So each room has either one double bed or two double beds. I think there's only 3 rooms that have 2 double beds. I didn't really think that through very well. I did try to put in a single bed in the one next door, but realized that we don't have that bed there that comes with Get Famous in a single bed. It's just a double. So that kind of sucked. For some reason, I thought we had it in a single. Maybe we do, but I really could not find it. So I just kind of chose to go with 2 doubles and no singles because I didn't want the beds not to match. That was driving me nuts. Just the very thought of not having the beds match each other. I couldn't do it. They had to be the same. So here I'm struggling a lot, by the way, to move the rooms over, and it wasn't working. So now you'll see it just cut forward, and then all the bathrooms should be placed at least on the main floor. And then here I'm playing around with the beds, like trying to find one that works. And then finally I'm just like, nope, they can't. They have to match. They have to match. So I just just kept it like that. A few of the rooms have like a little coffee table with a couch in front of the TV. Just the bigger rooms have that, and then the smaller ones they don't have any of that. Just the TV on the dresser. And in the rooms I also put 2 countertops with a microwave and a coffee machine as well. Every hotel room I've ever stayed in has had well, not always a microwave, but at least a coffee machine and a mini fridge. And the only time I've ever seen a hotel not have those things is when I went to Vegas in March. It was my first time in Vegas, and our hotel room did not have a microwave, a coffee pot, or a fridge. I was blown away that we didn't have a fridge, first of all. Like, all rooms have fridges, and also that we didn't have a coffee pot. And then my cousin was saying that's because they want you to go downstairs in their lobby and buy their coffee, and they don't have fridges because they want you to buy food at the hotel and not keep it cold so you can eat it later, just buy more food. So that, I really did not like that at all. I was not okay with it, and I just knew, like, anytime I stay at a hotel, we need these things. We need it, because Vegas is so over the top. My cousins and I went to this restaurant, and he ordered this like heaping plate of food. It was easily 6 pounds of food. It was ridiculous, and he could barely even put a dent in it, and it was such a waste of money because we couldn't take it back to our hotel room and put it in the fridge to save it for later. And I'm thinking, like, they do this on purpose so that you'll come back and buy more food. And yeah, that's just my little rant about hotel rooms not having fridges. I think that they should all have a fridge. But these ones don't, so that's ironic. But we don't have any mini fridges. I did take a fridge and sized it down a couple of times, but it just looks silly and it wouldn't be functional. So there was just really no point in doing that. This room, since it's a corner room, has a bit of a different layout. So I kind of had to play around with that a little bit and put 2 beds and 2 feature walls as well. So that room's a little different than the rest. So the bottom floor is all like this blue theme, and then the upstairs is mostly orange. So I don't know, I really like the way that it looks, so I'm super happy with how this turned out. I mean, it's a little boring. Like, hotels aren't meant to be super interesting. They're all kind of like, it's pretty repetitive, but I think that it turned out pretty good. And then we'll be going on to the lobby, I guess you would call it, where you can, like, I mean, with air quotes, check in. Really, your Sims cannot check in. They can't stay here. I'm sure your Sims could go in and, like, use everything in the hotel room, though. None of this is player tested yet, but I am going to test it and see what your Sims can do with this space, because I'm curious. They can definitely use the gym and the pool. I don't see why they couldn't just go to sleep. They could easily go to these rooms and just stay there. I wonder if your Sim could just come to one of these lots and, like, just literally live in one of these rooms. Like, rent free. Like, you wouldn't have to pay a dime, but you could just use the lot as much as you want. They never close. So, I don't know. In theory, you could definitely use this as a hotel room and just not pay for it. And it's got all these facilities. No No fridge on the lot though at all, so you'll need that so your Sims can eat. So for the lobby here, I just put like this longer blue desk. I don't even know, that might be a bar, I don't know. I just thought it made a good check-in desk. And then I did sort of this little feature with the mirrors where they all kind of line up. I was struggling a little bit with the retro theme for the lobby for some reason. So I just started reusing things that I'd already used. And then in one corner I put a coffee machine and a popcorn maker. So just be prepared for your Sims to lose their minds when they come here and realize you can make popcorn. If there's a popcorn maker within 100 yards of your Sim, they will absolutely find it and make popcorn, and they won't leave it alone. So that's annoying. But I thought it was kind of a nice little feature. Some hotels have like interesting little things like that. Like our hotel at Disneyland had like this big sort of water cooler, and it had like floating fruit in it, which was really good. So I don't know, that to me was the equivalent. So then I put a sauna in the fitness room and kind of lined the wall with some towels to sort of make it look realistic. And then the rest is just a gym. I put a whole bunch of treadmills and weight machines and like a yoga mat. And then I think I just put some speakers around the whole lot. Really not that much going on here. I was gonna do a restaurant, but then I thought motels don't really have those. They just have like, sometimes they don't even have fitness rooms. So I kind of went for this, but that is pretty much it for the letter M of the A to Z build challenge. If you enjoyed this speed build, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.